Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
Recently, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
And it didn't take us long to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most about the show is the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us right here on Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due.
All right!
Dun, dun, I guess you're just what I needed. Dun, dun, I needed chip chipperoo. I guess you're just what I needed.
I'm not going to stop you.
I needed chip chipperoo.
Because I am enjoying this so much.
What a song.
It's such a good song. Y'all, we're going to be talking about it.
We'll get
Spoiler.
into it. Spoiler, but you should know if you watch the episode right before listening to this podcast, which is probably the best way to do it, but you don't have to.
Is that your official recommendation?
My official recommendation is watch it before you watch
the Bob's episodes.
Watch it before you listen to our episode that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Then watch it again right after so you can catch all the little stuff that we point out about it.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Any excuse to watch more and more Bob's. I
agree. It feels really productive that way. It's not just like putting it on in the background.
Yeah, it feels like you're doing something, right? And
Very
it's not,
important.
Yeah, not that you have to with Bob's. That's the beauty of Bob's. Is to just like relax but to feel like you're accomplishing something is nice too.
It is.
Chip chipperoo, everyone. We are excited to be with you here again.
I'm so excited. It feels like forever since we sat down and recorded, even though it's been a week. I am greatly looking forward to this.
We're going to get into it. We're going to get into this episode. We're very excited about this one. But first up, we have a little business to take care of. We have 2 new patrons to thank, and we have to burger upon their names. First up, we have to thank Nolan Weir. Nolan, thank you for joining us on Patreon. Moving forward, your name will be the No Linguini, We Are Anti-Jimmy Pesto Here burger.
Wow. Lucky Nolan. That was a good one.
That's been one of my favorites to do.
So it could be anything that does not have fettuccine.
Yeah, just no pasta.
Maybe
we don't
it's
want
a
that.
meatball burger.
Oh, there you go. We also have to thank Philip. Philip, moving forward, you will be known as the Grill Up Some Onions burger.
There is nothing I like more than grilled onions on a burger.
Yes, please. Anyway, thank you to the 2 of you. We're so glad you've joined our Patreon and our Discord and the community we have that's growing constantly over there. For those of you listening, if you'd like your name burger pun in the show, subscribe to our $5 tier on Patreon, patreon.com/Bob's Credits. You also get a whole bunch of bonus episodes. You also get access to our Discord, as I said. You know the deal. There's lots of good stuff over there. Check it out. I just want to mention that, hey, you might have been listening to the past few episodes. You might have seen it on Instagram. We've got a merch shop up now. Go check it out. bobscredits.com/shop. There's lots of really good stuff on there. If you want to see what kind of stuff, go look at our Instagram.
Yep. And Max and I are working on a new design right now that I think y'all are just going to flip over.
Yeah, we're going to regularly be putting out some new stuff on there. So yeah, go check it out now. Go get something if you haven't gotten anything already and you'd like to.
Chip chipperoo.
Chip chipperoo. There's chip chipperoo merchandise.
There is. If you want to proudly tell me that you are team chip chipperoo.
Oh, please. That would make my dreams come true if people just ate up that chip chipperoo merchandise. Other than that, any other business?
No, I'm really excited about this episode. The Bob staff loves this episode. I'll tell you why when we get into fun facts. So I think we get going.
Okay. It's time for a little Bob pun or Max pun, but like last time, we're going to switch it up this week. We're going to do Bob's pun or Max pun, and we're going to do pest control trucks.
Okay.
From the opening credits.
Are you bored of burgers?
No. I just it was fun to do some storefronts last time, and now I want to do some pest control, and then we'll go back to burgers next week, and maybe I'll start switching it up every now and then. But
I will say it's fun on my end too, because I have to use a little bit of a different strategy. It's like newer to my brain.
Oh, good. Well, then I want to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you ready for your first pun, Skylar?
Yes.
Your first pun is Saturday Night Fever.
Bob's.
Max.
Damn it.
Your next pun is Maxwell's Silverfish Hammer.
Bob's.
Max.
No, I thought you were trying to trick me with the Max and the Maxwell. Ah!
Bang, bang, Maxwell's silverfish hammer came down on her head.
I have no idea
in my head since
what song that is.
Oh, it's the Beatles.
Oh.
Abbey Road, I believe that.
Oh, really?
That song's on? Yeah, Maxwell Silver Hammer. Your next pun is Fleas and Thank You.
Bob's.
Max.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I don't want to play this game.
I like this version. And your final pun is Two Crickets to Paradise.
Max.
Bob.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. What a showing. What a performance. I think it's been a while since you went 0 for 4.
I'm bowing my head in shame.
Wow. Maybe I need to do pest control trucks more frequently. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with those.
I'm sure you did.
Okay, before we get into the episode, Skylar and I switched things up a little bit. And the fun fact before the fun fact, a.k.a. Skylar's Sides, a.k.a. Max's Minute.
Dish it, girl.
Yeah, because I had to add my name to it because I'm doing it this week. Here is your fun fact.
I'm so excited.
Unrelated to the episode, but related to the show. Do you know the tributes to the Marx Brothers that have been staring you right in the face this entire series?
I do.
How do you know? Because you've done
I've
fun
had to
facts
research
research.
this.
Okay.
But I don't know that I can remember. It's their names are placed somewhere.
Yes. Wagstaff School is a tribute to a character played by Groucho Marx in the 1932 Marx Brothers movie Horse Feathers.
Okay, so a character
His
played.
character is like
Named Wagstaff.
Professor something something Wagstaff, I believe.
I love that.
Have you seen some Marx Brothers movies?
I think in film school.
I love them.
Yeah.
That's where I watch them too, and they like hold up for being such old films. And as far as humor goes, I think they're so funny. Duck Soup was my favorite.
Oh, Duck Soup.
And so not only that, but Logan's school, Louise's nemesis, is Huxley High School, which is the name. It's named after the university that Groucho's character teaches at in Horse Feathers.
I love that they did both schools. Like they're like, let's keep this going, this reference going for the schools. That's so fun.
I do too, and I don't think I've ever seen Horse Feathers, so I would love to watch that with you if you would watch it with me.
I would love to watch it with you too.
Okay, but we're not going to do that right now because we've got an episode to get into.
We sure do.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Skylar, can we have the title and synopsis for Season 6, Episode 14, please?
The title is The Hormoniums. When Tina becomes the face of anti-kissing as the star of the Hormoniums monoplay, Jocelyn uninvites her to her birthday party where they will be playing Spin the Bottle. Devastating. Meanwhile, the fam pitches Linda's business idea, Wine Shoe, to the fish odors.
This episode came out on April 17th, 2016. It was written by Lizzie Molyneux and Wendy Molyneux and directed by Chris Song.
Oh boy, this is a great episode, an iconic episode. I have so much love. We have so much to talk about. How do you feel about this episode?
I love this episode too. I keep repeating myself here, but we're in like this like spot of Bob's Burgers where I don't remember certain things about episodes, even though we've seen them so many times. And I remember the like the Spin the Bottle, but I don't remember like the Hormoniums.
The play,
and I don't remember, and I remember the Wine Shoe storyline perfectly, but the play itself, it's so weird that, especially because they go so hand in hand, the Spin the Bottle and the play.
Maybe it's because Wine Shoe has become so iconic within the fandom of Bob's Burgers that kind of like sticks out.
Probably.
Because I remembered Wine Shoe way more than the Hormoniums.
Now, do you think Wine Shoe is a better invention than the spice rack?
Well, here's the thing. Wine shoe does exist. I'm going to say it is a better invention because there are a shit ton of them being sold on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is something the Bob's World created.
No.
I
That's
think
the whole
this
point,
is something that Bob's is parroting because there are people who bind wine shoes, and I've put it in our newsletter. They come in zebra print and red sparkles. And so I'm going to say there's proof of concept. So wine shoe is better than Spice Rack.
Okay.
What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't see many Spice Racks around, but
You've seen some?
that's good. You make a good point. The Spice Rack I have not seen. I have not seen Spiceps either.
Now here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually need Spice Rack because our spice cabinet is way too tall for me and it's way too stuffed that it falls on my face. Oh, my face. Can't you see me with a little tube top
Spice Rack?
spice rack?
Yeah.
Just
Let's make one for you.
Yeah, I actually need it. Or we need to clean out our cabinet. So we could invent a product or we could clean out
Oh yeah, that
the
way you
spice
can just
cabinet.
walk around wearing it. We don't even need. We can use that cabinet for something else. Just wear the Spice Rack every day, and
we
can
can
just
put it
clear out.
for wine shoe.
Yeah, perfect. I also love the amount of characters we get in this episode.
Let's just take a step back because we got
Okay.
so
Focused, laser focused
on the
on the
products.
products. Yes.
Let's talk about Tina's storyline. What do you love about it?
It's the conflict. It's her biggest dream and her biggest nightmare. It's she gets to be the lead in this musical group that she's wanted to be the lead in, but in order to do so, she has to be deemed not kissable, which is her
Nightmare.
It's two ends of the spectrum for her, and it's such great conflict for her.
You nailed it. It's for a middle schooler, for Tina in particular, the stakes are so high and I love it. And I also love old Hollywood glamour. I love a chorus line and all that stuff too. Two separate things. But we get these cool flashbacks of Tina envisioning herself as a famous
the dream sequences, yeah.
Which adds to it too. But back to your point, the conflict is so great. Also, a spin the bottle storyline on top of this, which plays into the conflict. I mean, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any good spin the bottle stories from your life?
I've never played spin the bottle.
Oh, do you want to play later?
Sure.
Just me, you, and Biscuit? Biscuit
yeah.
will try and eat the bottle. Biscuit is he'll bark at the bottle.
He treats bottles as if they're ghost entities or something. He gets very worked up about them.
Yeah, I don't know how spin the bottle would go.
Yeah.
With the three of us.
Did you play 7 Minutes in Heaven? I think I remember that a little bit more.
I think I played all the games at some point. I definitely remember Spin the Bottle. I had my first official kiss from Spin the Bottle. Yeah.
So
I don't call it my first kiss because it was in a game, and my first kiss came a day later for real. But yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, it was on a theater
rains,
trip.
It
was on a theater trip to Australia when I was a teenage tween. This was full on kiss.
This was a make-out kiss?
This was a make-out kiss. We were going heavy on this trip.
So you just made out in front of everyone watching?
Yeah, it was very awkward, especially because it was my first time.
I'm sweating nerve bullets right now.
Yeah, I felt like you feel like Tina right now. I felt like Tina then. So
if y'all want to DM us your spin the bottle stories, I would be honored to read them.
We should post a story this week asking for people's stories, and we'll just post them anonymously if people want to.
The question sticker, and that way we can.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
keep them completely
fun.
anonymous if people are interested. But if you've got a good spin the bottle story, please look out for that story and share it with us, and we'll share it with everyone.
Yes, please.
And we'll keep you anonymous.
So y'all know me and my preferences by now, but I relate to this boy crazy, kiss crazy, middle school Tina so much that I love a storyline like this. It's also written by the Molyneux sisters, and they were nominated for an Annie Award, which is the big animation award in writing, obviously, and they won it. So this is the second year that Bob's has won the writing award at the Annies. And the year before, it was The Haunting. So 2 great episodes. If they submitted this script, because I believe that's the process, the Bob staff clearly loves this episode too.
Sometimes you can tell when they really love an episode just by how the episode turns out. I don't know. Yeah, you can feel the energy sometimes. And like I was saying earlier, because of these 2 stories, you get this opportunity for so many side characters who we love to make appearances. And this is like, what a batch, you know? We get Daryl, so Aziz Ansari is back. We get the Fish Odors, Mr. Frond. We get the Fish Odors.
Peter Pescadero.
Peter Pescadero's there. We get Mike the mailman. Mort's there. It's just this great rotating bunch of side characters. It has one of my favorite Fish Odor moments now when they're throwing money at each other on the street. We're just having we're having a money fight.
A money fight.
When it's such a, this is why I love them all. And it's such a great joke.
Yeah, and commentary.
A setup and just like a sight gag, and Louise is like, we got to find investors. And there they are on the corner throwing money at each other. Like, it's perfect.
It's so good. We, of course, get Zeke and Jimmy. And I have to say, Jocelyn is a star in this episode.
Jocelyn! Nah. Oh, my God. I mean, Jocelyn is bringing her A game in this episode. And we get a little Zeke, Tina, Jimmy Jr. love triangle sitch going on, it feels like. In the dream sequence, where they both propose to her.
I wanted to talk to you about this because this is her subconscious. This is her dream.
Well, Zeke's proclaimed his love for her at this point, that he wants to marry her or get her at some point. I'm going to get you, girl.
But if you're fantasizing about who you want fighting over you, she could have had Josh, she could have had a celebrity, but Zeke was there. And let me tell you, his diamond was like double the size of Jimmy Jr.'s.
Oh, yeah.
I have to tell you one of my favorite parts. The fact that her boy-girl party, although that feels like a dated reference at this point, but the spin the bottle party can only be 45 minutes because her mom is going to pick up her brother or something, is hysterical to me.
And so relatable.
Yes.
So funny. Yeah. And we'll get a little clip right before the end credits because Jocelyn's like annoyed at Tina taking forever to spin the bottle because they're running out of time.
Yeah. They have 37 minutes left. I have 2 more things that I want to say that I love about this episode before we dive into some fun facts. I want to talk about a moment between Bob and Tina that I think is actually really important.
Tell me.
So Tina is so stressed about, we didn't talk about how great the actual Mono musical is too.
Oh.
So good.
So funny.
Okay, anyway, so Bob comes into Tina's room because Tina is stressing out about what she should do. Should she say that kissing kills people or not? And so they have this great heart-to-heart. And it just clicked in with me that the Bob's writers decided not to go for the stereotypical joke that a father normally says when met with his daughter's like budding sexuality, which is, you're thinking about kissing? Let me get my shotgun, or like whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't shame her for being like, I really like kissing. Like, I want to be kissed. He's not like the protective dad. You're not allowed to have feelings. And I just really, really appreciated that.
Yeah, I do too. And it's like you said, I mean, it's subtle, but so important, you know?
Yeah. I just love that they didn't go for the classic, like, what, you're thinking about kissing?
Yeah.
You're too young to be kissing. Like, and then the whole, yeah. So I really liked that. It's also just a genuinely sweet moment. And Tina running to her room with a handful of spaghetti in her hands. I'm sorry. Is this episode brilliant?
It's up there for sure.
I can't stop with the details. And at the end,
And then the spaghetti stain on her pillowcase when Bob comes to talk to her.
he's not mad at her.
No.
He says at the end, he's like, I was just going to ask if you wanted a handful of ice cream. Like, what the fuck? That's the nicest thing ever.
Oh my God, you just get her biscuit with your hand pound.
If you ever want to offer me a handful of ice cream.
Oh, don't I always?
Yeah, actually, I started bawling in the car the other day because a woman was moderately rude to me in the grocery store.
Biscuit is struggling to get on the couch with you. He considered jump. Oh, please tell me the mic picked up that burp.
That was a big burp.
Biscuit is the burpiest dog in the world. I'm sure we've talked about that before on this podcast, but he just burps.
And
he's not a tooter. He doesn't toot. When he does, it's very rare. And we can tell, but he's a burper. And he's so cute when he burps.
He'll just put his paws on your knees. Like, he'll get up to you and just look at you with his big brown eyes, and then he'll just burp in your face. Yeah, if you ever want to cheer anyone up, just be like, can I get you a handful of ice cream?
Yeah, I prefer just it delivered in like a carton for me, but yeah, handful's fine too. I'll take it.
Whatever. All right, the last thing, and I think it's a really strong thing to end on before we move into fun facts, is this has one of my favorite Gene jokes of all time.
Gene Belcher, not like jokes about genes.
Yeah, although
or
Gene
about,
Belcher,
like, genetics.
Yeah, has made a blue jean joke before.
True.
What's the show about this time? Changing bodies? Aunt Flo?
We have an Aunt Flo. She's missed all my birthdays.
It's hysterical. He genuinely is upset. He hasn't been getting like a card with money shoved in it every week. All right.
Especially because I'm assuming Aunt Gail also missed all his birthdays, is my guess.
Or she just gives him like bags of cat litter for when they finally get cats or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I
was thinking used cat litter.
Ew.
But you mean just, okay, gross.
Are you ready to jump?
I am. I have some voice actor stuff, but I want to jump on
let's do
your...
it now. I feel like I've been talking so much. Please.
Okay. First of all, I just wanted to point out that we get Adrienne, who works at the Totanic shoe store.
Great performance.
Great
by
performance.
This
Did you
character.
recognize the voice at all?
I didn't, but I noted it. I was like, this is a really great performance.
It's the voice actor is Drew Droage, but the reason Adrienne sounds so familiar is because Drew also voiced Deidre in Eat Spray Linda from season 5, episode 18, which is very
nobody
unforgettable
likes Deirdre.
voice. Yeah. And so now when you listen to it, you trust me, all you can hear is Deirdre. Also, we get Samantha Shelton does the voice of Angela, who is the lead singer that Tina is going to replace. Samantha Shelton is married to Bob's writer Stephen Davis.
Really?
In real life, yeah. And she also voiced, drumroll please, Dottie Minerva, one of the girl group girls, the cutie patooties.
I have some other info too.
Oh, okay.
I think our info is going to collide into a beautiful puzzle.
Well, that's just like chef's kiss. What kind of chef kisses like that? It's like calling a horse over. Yeah, so Dottie Minerva in The Kids Run the Restaurant, season 3, episode 20, iconic episode with the cutie patooties.
By the way, we just released a vintage Cuties Patooties poster on our shop.
I love it.
It has Dottie Minerva on it.
Yeah, and it's kind of like reimagined as if they were a real girl group.
It's the art was inspired by the Supremes album cover. I want to do something like very cool and vintage. So we have a mug and a poster up on our shop, bobscredits.com/shop. But let me tell you my little detail, and then we can work out what we think happened.
Okay.
So in a press release from Fox for this episode, it stated that Samantha was going to be voicing Dottie Minerva, which we know isn't right. She was voicing Angela. But apparently, Angela has all the same facial features as Dottie Minerva, but different hair and clothes. What do you think happened?
My guess is that the animators and the creators and stuff have like this whole like every character that's been drawn you can like pull from to use these characters again in some
Yeah, we need a Wagstaff kid.
Yeah. So my guess is maybe the Dottie Minerva, they just they hadn't used her since season 3. They pull her up, they switch it up a little bit, and it's the same girl pretty much, just changed. We'll put a side-by-side up for this week's episode of the two of them.
Yes.
And you can see how much they look alike, and it's just
Have you seen a photo yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
One's brunette, one's blonde. I think Angela's the blonde one, and then,
Yes.
different clothes. But we'll put a side-by-side up. I'm
That's
sure that happens a
interesting.
lot.
I'm sure it was just like too confusing because if you remember in that episode with the cutie patooties, one girl is named Dottie Minerva and he goes, no, that's not going to be your name. You'll be Misty Gish. And then he names another girl Dottie Minerva. So it might have just been too confusing to name her Dottie. So they're like, let's call her Angela.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I like that way of thinking. Let's go with that.
Okay.
But that's what happened.
Okay.
This is official.
Yeah.
This is how it all actually went down. We'll say. Yeah. Put
yeah.
it up on Wikipedia now.
Anything we say here.
Okay. You got some fun facts over there for me?
I do. That was one of them. Do you want to know what the signs in the window of the Totanic shoes store says? It's pretty fast. So,
Yes. Tell me.
heal thyself. We carry all sizes 12 plus. And my favorite, our prices are sinking. Because it's a Titanic shoe store.
I love it.
And then the only other one is that when Tina breaks away from Mr. Fraun's script in the play and she decides to go rogue, she mentions the scene in It's Complicated when they make croissants. And I had forgotten, but was reminded that Linda mentions that It's Complicated is her favorite Meryl Streep movie in the episode Stand By Jean, which was only a couple episodes ago. So it's kind of cute. Like, maybe Linda was like, oh, it's Nancy Maya's on. And Tina's like, oh, Love and Middle Age, I'm here. And so she was watching it with her mom. And then that's how the reference ended up in her monologue.
I love that too. And I think that's put that on the Wikipedia. That's
Yep.
official. That's
That's
how it went
official.
down on the show.
And then the only other thing I wanted to tell you is that in 2016, right before this episode aired, John Roberts posted a clip of Dan Mintz and the person whose name I'm forgetting, who plays Mr. Frond, actually recording their
David
lines.
Herman.
David Herman actually recording their lines in the studio.
Oh, fun.
It's really fun. It is so fun to watch because Dan Mintz is so Tina. He reads his lines with his arms down by his side, like staring straight ahead. And then Mr. Frond is just using his hands and his body as he talks. And it's just really fun to see a behind the scenes take. So if you could link that in our show notes, Max, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we'll link to that so you can watch it. Should we get into the end credits?
Yes.
So as we said earlier, the last moment before the end credits is Tina's at the party. She's getting ready to spin the bottle. I don't know how she ended up. I'm assuming she's first, maybe not.
Well, she might not be. It depends because they have 45 minutes and they're down to 37 minutes.
True. So maybe there has been some kissy, but she is taking forever because she claims to be an expert about where the bottle's going to land. So Jocelyn's going to ask her to hurry things up, and we're going to do the end credits after that.
Tina has totally been like practicing for this moment her whole life.
Checking the wind. Floor is tilted 1 degree.
Oh my God, Tina, go! My mom's gonna be back in 37 minutes.
Okay, here we go. I guess you're just what I needed.
I have so many things to say. First of all, I love the basement they're playing in. It's not like a furnished basement. It looks just like the Bob's restaurant basement. It's like a
So
water
creepy.
heater. Yeah, it's so creepy. And they're all like on their knees. Jocelyn's birthday outfit is one of my favorite things.
I want to freaking order it for myself. It's so 90s.
It's so middle school.
It's like this purple camisole with her midriff and this like purple mini skirt. So it like It nods to her everyday outfit. It's just fantastic.
So the song that we were singing at the beginning of this podcast, the song that's playing over this scene, is obviously the Cars' Just What I Needed from their 1978 album, self-titled, The Cars.
Thank you.
You hear the like super recognizable like guitar chugging of that, the opening to that playing over this, and then you kind of get like this Bob's version of someone going like "Wee, wee, wee,"
Oh, I didn't
which
even
I
notice
love.
that.
Yeah, I mean, we could listen to it again before.
Yeah.
My question is, were these kids listening to the Just What I Needed at the party?
Ooh.
Maybe Jocelyn, broke out her parents' records.
Oh, I could totally see that.
Yeah. This is like super old.
The Cars, gross.
It's vintage. So I feel like they're listening to it as Tina spins this bottle, and just a fun shot of it spinning. We don't see who it lands on necessarily.
But Tina is trying to like adjust this. Do you think she's trying to land on Jimmy Jr.?
That's my guess, yes. But I don't want to spoil the end credits. I think it's
I think it ends up okay.
yeah.
So the really cool shot is all the kids are leaning in, almost like a huddle, and it's almost the bottle's POV. We're spinning around with the bottle around all the faces, and it's just pure nostalgic joy.
Yeah. And then what happens as we get into the end credits? It's a very
The
nice
bottle's about to land on someone, and Tina looks up at who it's landed on, and cut to the credits.
cut to the credits, and we get, as we heard, Dan Mintz, aka Tina Belcher, singing the lyrics to Just What I Needed in that perfect monotone voice. It's just Tina on a white screen singing to the camera.
In her
Just What I
party
Needed.
dress.
And then what happens when we kind of get the backups, like Just What I Needed?
I think, is it 4 of the boys from the party pop in from one in each corner of the screen?
Yeah, and I think it's Jimmy Jr., Zeke, and I don't recognize the other 2 boys.
Let us know.
Yeah,
if
if you know,
y'all know.
if they're like boys from previous episodes that we know, I couldn't recognize them. So they look generic to me, but I could be wrong.
I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to feed. I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to bleed.
Okay, so we get that kind of like, that's just what's going on is Tina's singing to the camera. She's not moving much. She's kind of like doing her little like, just like slight head nod.
And her hair bounces with her. It's adorable.
And every time the backups come in, those same boys come in from the corners.
Yeah.
But things are about to get a little interesting, right?
Yeah. We should mention that she smiles really big before it cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She likes whoever it ended up on. My guess is Jimmy Jr. Tell me what happens as we get that guitar solo.
You know, in like old movies when like a newspaper comes spinning from far back to close, like the bottle that they're using to play spin the bottle in color comes spinning and flying into screen. Now, this bottle, Fizzazz, is actually in the world before this episode.
Oh.
Yes, super fun. Then Tina gets her first kiss. I don't recognize this
I don't
young
either.
gentleman.
First kiss, meaning we're going to get a bunch of kisses here. It's Tina
They
is about to
spoiled
kiss
it.
her little heart out.
Ooh,
Let's see who else she kisses.
okay.
Okay, so the first 2 kisses are these boys who are we don't recognize. Tina comes in from different sides of the screen for each of them. And now we're moving into the boys we do recognize, and we got a Tina Zeke kiss coming up.
Is this their first kiss?
I think so, that we know of.
Oh my. Oh, did you see his eyebrows going, what do you think, Tina?
Yeah.
It was almost like a, are we doing this thing?
Fall in love with me, girl. And then we get Tina and Jimmy Jr. going in for yet another kiss.
I don't mind.
One of my favorite things about these end credits is that Tina is continuing the song and it just cuts off.
I love it too. They've done this since the first season with the credits, cutting off the music kind of mid-word. I love it.
I would listen to a full Dan Mintz version of probably any song, honestly, but I want a whole Tina like cover album.
God.
Because
Yes.
I would listen, like I would love Dan Mintz singing Just What I Needed.
I need the full version of this.
Yeah.
So 37 minutes pass. Tina goes home, flops down on her bed. Do you think this montage is what's playing in her head, or is this like where do you think this takes place in the world?
Oh, I think that's a great thought. I think she comes home, she's on cloud 9, hence the white background. Because this song was playing when she was doing all this kissing, it's like her new favorite song. So she plays it
Yes.
herself,
Lives in her
lays on her
head.
bed, and just imagines all the kisses she just had.
And
she's singing the song.
I love this spinning bottle in the background because when you have like first experiences like that, it does kind of like live and swirl in your head. So the spinning bottle kind of gives this very like whimsical feeling to it, just swirling in your head.
Yeah, highlights, lowlights. I know we're kind of like talking about it.
I did not see Zeke's really sweet kind of like, it's almost like he's asking like to be sure that she's cool with the kiss. That's my favorite.
Yeah, all the boys have different reactions to the kiss too, which is fun to watch.
Oh, cute.
Maybe I'll try and catch each boy's reaction and just screenshot it in a swipe on Instagram. We'll see.
The song, I mean, brilliant, amazing.
You put this song over. It's just such a classic, fun song that
Feel good.
everyone loves. I don't know how you can't like the song. Highlights for me, again, Dan Mintz singing the song. I love when Tina's happy. It just makes me happy.
Makes me happy. I just feel so good in my heart right now.
I do too. Should we score them?
Yeah, let's do it.
We score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's
I think instead of today it's going to be
Okay, that's fair. There's still H's at the end of that.
Yep.
You go for it.
10.
10?
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet you at that 10.
Hell yeah.
Just great song. Dan Mintz singing it. Tina being happy. The boy backup singers. Tina's living the dream here.
After such a good episode.
Yeah.
The last shot is so good. You don't even need end credits to just be like, yes. And then you get this and this song and Tina. 10.
Yeah, you want it to keep going. You're like so sad that it's over. You're
Yeah.
like the episode's over, but I want a full music video again of this song.
Yeah.
And
Let's
maybe
write
they're-
in.
Yeah, let's make them do it.
Yeah.
Get Dan Mintz back in the booth, please. Yeah, so those are the end credits to the Hormoniums. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Follow us on Instagram. We're going to have all these things we're talking about. Bob's Credits, Twitter, Bob's Credits, TikTok, Bob's Credits. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Oh Hello It's Max. Follow Skylar at No Crying in Cooking on Instagram. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I'm just going to say stay kissy.
Stay kissy. I guess you're just what I needed.